Yeah, a lot of people will be out there.
There we go.
Let me know when you're recording. And,
I've just started it, so.
right, sound. So just quickly before we do jump into any questions, myself and Dylan had a call last night, well, early hours our time, with a staff member from IMX, who has given us the green light to launch on the 9th. And then today we had sort of the scare, if you call it, with the token launching on the 9th. What with that misunderstanding comes into place is they're not launching the token on the 9th. People who bought the token after it launched last night will receive it on the 9th, and you will be receiving this, and it will be sent from a third-party server. So it shouldn't affect, from what we are told, it shouldn't affect our launch, which is obviously amazing news. Obviously, that's just going off what they've told us. There will be a back-end maintenance from, I'm guessing it was yesterday, to I think it's the 18th. So they have obviously told us to implement a couple of things, our back end, which we already had implemented anyway from speaking to other developers, such as Akram, who we can give good credit to. And obviously, we were well prepared for this launch anyway, we'd like to think, on our end. IMX then, obviously after implementing that, we are looking to launch set on the 9th. Now, like it was today, we had a bit of a scare, obviously, with the token, but it was just a misunderstanding, and they've cleared all that up. We are told that we are good to go for the 9th, so that's just the first thing we want to clear up and put out to you guys. I don't know if Dylan wants to add anything to that.
Yeah, and also another good thing that is sort of gonna, maybe ensure that we have a smooth launch is that IMX have told pretty much every other project on their platform that they don't really want them launching for the next 2 weeks. So we've been told that because no other projects are going to be launching, it's beneficial to us. It's beneficial to their servers. Like I said, we've implemented the throttle system and it's to slow down the transactions, as IMX have obviously been struggling with their transactions. So everything's pointing towards a smooth launch. We're going to do everything in our power on our end to make sure it's a smooth launch. They've also given us an IMX dev that will be on standby all day for the launch. So that's perfect for us. So everything's looking good for the 9th. We're all good to go as far as we know. And if anything else happens, we'll update you, but it's all looking good for the 9th.
Yeah, so that's it. So for that's just something we wanted to get across to everybody. I've seen a lot of guys, not only in our server but in other servers, just mentioning that they thought the token was launched on the 9th. So we wanted to clear it up that it's not launching. After our call today with one of the staff members, well, literally 30 minutes before this AMA, it's not launching. It's just being received, but it's on a third-party server, and it shouldn't affect our launch. So other than that, I don't think there's anything else to be said. I think Dylan covered it as well in terms of we should have a developer from IMX our end, which can help us with any issues if there are any issues. We're hoping there's not. But as Dylan stated earlier, we're all pioneers, and if there are issues, we'll handle them to the best of our ability. And we will be open as well. We won't talk dirt on IMX, because at the end of the day, it's the future platform that a lot of people want to be launching on. We're going to be working with them long term. If it is an issue our end, we'll ensure you that it is our end, and we will sort it ASAP. And we'll give you times where we can hopefully meet them times. And if there is a problem on the IMX server, we will say it is a problem, and then on their end, and we will try our best to show proof if they can provide us with. So obviously, if there is a problem there, then we'll ask them what it is, and then if we'll show that proof of us asking them and them responding saying what the problem is. So we're going to be completely transparent. There's no reason for us to lie and say it's their fault if it is our fault, because I'd rather you guys know that you're in our hands, and it's more beneficial for us to get things sorted if it is our problem than to blame IMX. So that's another thing I just wanted to clear up as well. But in terms of that, I don't think there's anything else before we start the AMA. So you can just fire your questions into the AMA chat, and we'll just pick a few out. Obviously, you're not going to cover everybody's, and I'm sorry if we don't answer your question, but I'm sure a lot of them will be similar anyway. So
yeah. So I think we start off with the main question, which is obviously what everyone wants to know. That's been asked by Akram, and is, what's your favorite color? So obviously
pink.
Right. So let's get into some questions. We've got, let's see, the first question For the pre-sale, do we have to mint all cats at once, or can we do it in like 2 batches? I mean, it's a technical question, but also availability question. If there are enough cats, if all whitelist by max. So
so go on. Do you want to do it on me?
yeah, I'll answer it. So pretty
Yeah.
much the whitelist, the whitelist are not going to be able to buy up the max supply. That's why there's not going to be more than 1,000 people whitelisted. So there's, even if they all buy max, they won't even take up half of the supply. It'll take up just under half. Obviously, I don't think everyone is going to buy max as well. And also we are implementing that we think is going to be best is one transaction like per mint, if that makes sense. So you'll have to buy one sort of battle cat at a time. We're not 100% sure if that's exactly what we're going to do, but we've been told it could help like the smoothness of the launch on IMX servers if people just mint one at a time rather than minting 4 at a time in one transaction. So it's just that's something as well that we might have to be in place. So for example, if you want to mint 4 cats, you might have to do it in 4 separate transactions, but we'll update you on that like closer to the launch. We can jump on another AMA the day before pre-sale, and we can obviously discuss that further. So
yeah, and obviously that's one of the main points that was mentioned on the call with the staff members yesterday, was that due to the maintenance back end, which will be ongoing during our launch, as well as obviously they've said the token shouldn't cause any issues, but you'd never know, it shouldn't do. But like it could be something that we implement where we say like, please, we can't stop you guys. If you guys wanted to go and try and mint 4 and it fails, that would be then on your head if we have said to try and do 1 at a time. At the minute, we haven't had that sort of confirmation that you have to do 1 at a time. But if it does come to it, like we said, we'll announce it, or we'll have to put in an AMA closer to the time. So, yeah. Next question will be, did you have graphical art training? How did you get into this? I'm guessing, yeah, that's to Dino.
Are you sure that's for me?
Let me take this one, Dino.
Yeah, do that. Please do. Did you guys notice how actually amazing it is to have like 87 people just sitting there and listening to what you guys are talking?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I've been doing like earlier past in my life, I've been doing many seminars and many classes and many different things where I was talking to huge groups of people. Like the biggest group was probably like 2,000 people. I was just standing there and talking. I was shaking and everything. But it's like it's so disconnected when you actually just sit here casually talk and there's like 100 people just sitting there and listening. It's such a different experience. And sorry, what was the question again? I just had to point out how cool it is to have so many listeners.
Yeah, it is amazing, to be fair. Did you have graphical art training, and how did you get into it? I think he means how did you get into like the NFT space?
Oh yeah, just basically people start bombarding me on Instagram, since that's one of my main platforms. So one day I was just starting to get like notifications and people were like, dude, you should check this out. I was like, the fuck is NFT? And I just started kind of rolling into it slowly, and then it just kind of took over my life, and that's pretty much the only thing I'm doing right now.
Crazy.
How did you get into art, Andino, in the first place? Like
around kindergarten.
Damn.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. I kind of never stopped. I picked up the pencil when I was a tiny kid, and I almost didn't skip a day of my life where I didn't draw.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
That's a passion. Yeah, that's a passion.
The fact you figured it out
I'm
that
stubborn.
early.
Right, the next question from Kempachi, if I said that right. It says, how long after mint will the reveal be? So I think the standard for IMX is 48 to 72 hours after mint, the NFTs will be revealed. That's the goal, and I'm pretty sure that will happen. So 48 to 72 hours is the case for the reveal. So
yeah, so that's obviously the goal. Obviously, like we have to submit the data and stuff like that, and then obviously it's down to IMX. And I'm very confident with the contacts we've got now at IMX that we can get this done within the time frame Dylan just stated.
Yeah, obviously I don't want to do an instant reveal either, because that can obviously be kind of bad for the project, especially the fact we're doing a pre-sale 24 hours before we go into the main sale. Like if we did an instant reveal, it might not be the greatest for the floor price. So obviously doing the reveal like 48 hours later, which is ideal. I think that'd be obviously the best for the project for everyone.
Right. Next one then is a question from Pegasus. What made a Forex trader and e-com guy want to get started in an NFT project? So from myself, it was just basically that I've seen NFTs around for years. And with my job in terms of Forex, it's similar to like a crypto, where you use the same trading view to analyze your charts, etc. And crypto is obviously heavily side by side with NFTs. And I remember how I got into it was, like I said, I've heard about it for a long time. And I met Dylan, I think it was 3 months before we started. Well, not met him, but spoke to him briefly. I think it was around 3 months before we actually started putting this project together and the ideas together for this project. And he was into NFTs already, and I wanted to get into that space, but I never really knew anybody who was into it. So I'd been wanting to get into it for a while, never took the dive just because of how busy I was with, like you said, Forex trading, crypto trading, marketing, business. I got a few businesses as well. And then when I obviously spoke to Dylan and I seen he was into it, I thought, you know what, I'll just reach out and see if he sort of explained it to me. And yeah, he did. And obviously this is how this has happened for us. As well as, whilst we were talking, it was to do with like the situation with the cats and stuff like that. Something we're passionate about. He was like animals. So originally it was going to be all big cats were going to be the sort of icon and the image for our project. But then obviously diving deeper into like how certain projects work and how the NFT world works, we decided on just the one cat with Dean's help of that idea as well. So yeah, and if Dylan wants to answer this now.
Yeah, so the question, how did the Forex trader and ecom guy want to start? So I started in ecom a while ago. I've always been passionate about big cats since I was like super young. They've always just sort of like mesmerized me, and I've always said that, you know, when I make money and become successful, one thing I've always wanted to do is help big cats and protect big cats, and it's something I've always been super passionate about. And I've had a few successful e-commerce businesses, and I really love branding. I really love marketing. And then about a year ago, I got into the NFT space because I was into crypto as well, and I just really sort of fell in love with the collector side of NFTs. And it's sort of like, I've always been a collector of stuff like Pokemon cards and Pop Funkos. So NFTs were just like really cool to me. And I love crypto. Like I said, I love branding. I love marketing. I love building community. So then I was like talking to Kaler, and we was like, we should just make an NFT project. And it sort of combined all of our passions into one thing. So now this is like our main focus. Like this is our biggest passion. Like I said, it combines everything from building community, talking with people, networking, brand building, saving big cats, art, collection. It's everything in one. So it's like the perfect thing, and it's like definitely feels like it's something that I'm meant to do in life. So it's just a really, like, I'm just really blessed and grateful for the community that we have here, and it's just really like amazing that this has happened, the way it's happened, and
yeah, how fast it's happened.
It's just perfect. Like,
and obviously with obviously with the side of our vision was the charity, etc., and then with the creative director and Dean's vision of like he's a bit older than me and Dylan, and his like sort of vision was, well, you can explain it, Dean.
Yeah, Dean.
Yeah. So basically, when Dylan originally contacted me in regards to a potential project, he pretty much said he wanted to do a wildlife photography project based around big cats, because, as he just explained, he had and has a love for them and was mesmerized by them from a young age. So I recently got very interested in the last 12 months in toy marketing and sort of 80s action figures. So I kind of suggested to him that we utilize the sort of addictive tooling systems that are implemented into toy development, and sort of I saw a parallel between that and NFTs. And then we used like 80s action figures as influence for the whole project, which is probably why a lot of you resonate with it, because it draws elements from Thundercats, He-Man, Voltron, Pokemon, and as Kaler and Dylan just said, it's a passion project which combines the elements of the collectability aspects of things like toys and trading cards, but with the same parallels that exist in, you know, NFTs, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably seen these sorts of parallels. And I know Gary V for one has discussed these in, you know, videos on his YouTube channel and stuff. So yeah. And then I came up with the name and the rest was history. So yeah.
Nice. It's all come together, and that's why it sort of feels good. And obviously with the community we got here, and yeah, everything back end as well has come together very nice. So it's sort of destiny. I feel like we're all passionate about something to do with the project, and we're gonna make it work. So yeah, we can probably move on to the next question.
One of the next questions is any utility tokens in the works. What do we think about decreasing favor in IMX NFTs? And pretty much about improving the UI for the marketplace, and will this hinder the momentum of NFTs? I don't think it will at all. Like, I think IMX have got a lot of stuff to do right now that's more important than the UI. Like, the UI looks pretty nice. Like, obviously there's stuff that can be added and will be added further down the line. But I think their main focus is more scaling the back end, as obviously like they couldn't prepare for the amount of hype that's just sort of flooded to their project. So obviously I think they're way more focused on scaling rather than, you know, doing other stuff like UI at the moment. And when they've scaled the back end and we start to see more projects launch, and as it starts to grow, I think that's when these things change. Like, we're so early, like these things take time. So they can't just do everything at the drop of a hat and make everything perfect and as good as like OpenSea or Solana. Like, obviously there's going to be a lot of things that they add down the line and implement down the line. And as far as like utility tokens, this is something we've looked into very like heavily. Like we've always talked about like utility tokens and creating a DAO and all this kind of stuff. It's definitely something that we're looking to implement in the future. We do want some kind of token. It's just there's a lot of securities around it, and the way you sort of market it and tell people about it, you've got to be really careful, as it's still a sort of gray area. So the best thing to do is for us to just sort of keep digging into it, keep looking, keep figuring out ways, and it's definitely something that we will implement further down the line. It's just a matter of when. And like, there's also stuff on our roadmap that obviously we haven't said, just in case there's things like, for example, the token. Like, we'd love to implement a token. We think we're going to be able to. It's just we don't want to put it on our roadmap just in case there are security issues and stuff like that further down the line. So it's something that we're looking into all the time. Probably going to implement it further down the line. So yeah, utility tokens and that sort of stuff with passive income, etc., is definitely something we've looked at, and we're also looking at like launch pads and these kind of stuff that is going to be implemented further down the line. So yeah, there's so many ways this project can go. There's a lot. So yeah, it's
and there's still the actual roadmap as well, where there's things where we need to prioritize certain things, like the project. Yeah, in terms of an NFT world, everybody would love the passive income, but to us it was just a project to help big cats. And in terms of our roadmap, there's a lot of things in terms of like adoption packs, which we'd like to do safaris for you guys, obviously to benefit you as holders, safari trips, and stuff like that. And obviously like the merch, the breeding game, and the VR, etc. Like, again, percentage of earnings from that would go straight to charity, and that's obviously a laser focus for us, as well as diving deeper, as Dylan said, into the utility tokens of passive income, etc. like that. So yeah, definitely will be implemented, and we're confident we can. But it's something we're going to look into further when we've sort of made progress on our current roadmap.
Yeah.
What else is there? So look, let me just go through. Dino, do you mind answering Ash's question again on the video, on the recording? It's just said, just curious as to what you did on Zombieland. It's one of our all-time favorite movies.
Oh, wasn't that on the recording?
Sorry, we done it before the recording. It's my fault. Sorry, man.
No worries. I do mostly marketing, so the Zombieland one was just basically for marketing purposes for Instagram and social media and Discords and all that jazz. So I was responsible for creating videos with glow-in-the-dark light and paint and gunpowder, so they can use it in advertisement. I was doing the main cast in many different ways. I think they ended up using 2 or 3 videos I did for them of way too many.
Nice one, brother.
Yeah.
Says just sorry, is this Azule said, is this project is this the only project, or is there going to be another collection further down the line. So obviously, when we've mentioned battle cubs before, it's to do with the breeding game. So when the breeding game is ready, or it'll be the case you have to hold 2 battle cats, and you could breed them together to get a battle cub. I'll let Dylan explain how you're going to implement that. I think he knows a bit more of it than me.
So there's a few cool, unique angles that we can take with this. One thing that we think could be a great idea is that we with the battle cats and the battle cubs. Obviously, when a big cat breeds, they don't just have one cub, right? So there could be this idea where not obviously everyone will be holding 2 battle cats. So maybe in the game, we can sort of have like for example, like my cat could like sort of breed with another person's cat, and then they both get an NFT. So if I only hold 1 battle cat, there's an option. There will be an option where you can, if you have 2, you can breed them, and you will get two NFTs. And then if you only have 1, you have the option to breed with someone else that only has 1, and you each get a battle cub. So you both get the NFTs, which will be part of the collection. So there's loads of different ways that we have sort of thought about doing breeding. Like the game's probably going to take like a good couple months to fully develop. Like
Yeah.
it's in our roadmap for 2022. We're still in like the early stages, but it's definitely something that will be done. And there's obviously a lot of things can change. But we've got a lot of cool ideas that is going to be definitely unique in terms of breeding. There's a lot of ideas there that are just, I think, is going to be really like unique, and it's going to not only increase the value of the Battle Cats collection, but increase the value of the Cubs collection as well.
Yeah, I
And
think there's
carry on.
obviously the options of, like Dylan said, you could community breeding could be definitely a great idea. Obviously, whatever we're saying here isn't set in stone yet. It's just ideas. So, like I said, community breeding, like Dylan touched on, where you use your battle cats to then breed to get a battle cub each. Obviously, if you own 2 battle cats, you could breed them together to make a battle cub. We could also look at implementing something like Dylan said. If you like cats in real life, they don't always get one sort of battle cub. So we could look at implementing a RNG sort of thing in the battle in the breeding game, where one person might get 1, one person might get 2, and we could put a cap on here, like say 3. Like we wouldn't want somebody getting 6 and one person gets 1, because then he gets a bit out of hand. But obviously, there's that sort of way we could do it as well, where it's complete RNG from a 1 to 3 sort of scale. Again, these are just figures we're sticking out there now. We haven't really dived deep into this, but yeah, there's multiple different options, and but to do that game, it'll be like we can either do it as in like you pay to breed and then you get your battle cubs, or you pay a set price to breed and you get your battle cubs at an RNG rate, or you sort of breed for free and then you pay for your battle cub. You've qualified to pay for a battle cub, so like a whitelist sort of thing. There's multiple different ways we can do it. So obviously, then you've got the free 3D art, which will be completely limited. You get like a 3D version of your cat or a cat, which will be airdropped to you for free. So that's the sort of free thing that we'll be offering for you guys as a utility.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember what that question that is. All right, so that's that question. Will you need? So this is a massive one, and we will be writing in how to mint step-by-step guide in our how to mint section. Will you need Ethereum in MetaMask or IMX to mint? IMX project have been I've been all over, right? So you will need it in your MetaMask. Like what I'd advise to do is you'd go on to you can create a MetaMask first if you haven't already. And everyone should have one. Then go on to your Immutable X marketplace and connect your wallet so you have an Immutable X account. And then what you'll do is I don't know if you have to, but I recommend just being logged into your IMX account and having our website up, because you'll be minting through our website. Make sure it's our official website on the day of mint. Just check our link section in the Discord. You'll select your amount you want to mint, and then make sure, what I say is there'll be a fee. I know it's layer 2, and like there'll be a slight transaction fee of around, depending on the gas price at the time, anywhere between like $15 to like $30 to like $40.
It's usually like $6 to $15.
Yeah,
it all depends. It's obviously better than the gas that you'd usually pay, but also like obviously doing layer 2 as well. I know it's layer 2, but you still pay gas even if you want to do a full layer 2 mint. You still got to pay gas to deposit money into your IMX account. So there's no way of like completely getting rid of gas, like completely. It's just the mint you'll have a small transaction fee, exactly like Crows did, exactly like Bad Grandmas did. So it's just a lot better, a lot smoother than paying $400, $500 gas for an NFT that only costs $300. So yeah.
And let me touch on. I think it has been asked. I think I skipped past it of the mint price. So obviously, depending on the day when people are going to ask, like, oh, how much do we load up, etc., etc. Providing Ethereum stays around where it is at, or if it gets any higher, we will look to decrease the mint price, but we will not decide this until around about, I'd say, you never know how Ethereum's going to react with news or anything like that. It could melt, it could fly. We'll announce this around about an hour to 2 hours before launch, in terms of what the actual official mint price is going to be. If I were you guys, I'd load your Ethereum wallets so you are set for a 0.08 Ethereum mint. And then that way, if we do drop it to 0.07 a couple of hours before launch, you know you've got your transaction fee covered 100 million%. So, prepare for a 0.08. If Ethereum stays where it is, or if it keeps increasing, we will drop the price to 0.07. And if it flies before then, like you said, we never know. We could look to drop it further. But that's obviously something we're going to decide an hour out before, 2 hours out before actual mint time.
Last thing we want is, like, for example, the charities we're working with. So, like, today we heard back from Kevin Richardson's charity. Yeah, you've probably all heard of him, the Lion Whisperer. Like, he's looking really good. We're really looking to work with these guys long term. And the last thing we want is to sort of, like, you know, say we're launching at this price, and then our, like, obviously there's less money for charity if Ethereum melts. It's not going to be good for the overall sort of project in helping charities, because obviously we genuinely really want to make a difference in impacting and protecting big cats. So the last thing we would ever want to do is sort of, you know, with these charities, set donations and then Ethereum sort of melts, and that's the last thing we'd want. So we've just got to sort of prepare for anything, but it's very likely, especially in terms of now, like, we will be dropping the mint price because obviously we want to benefit the community just as much as the charities. Like, obviously that's our two main focuses, is providing value to our community and providing value to our charities.
So as Dylan said, if it stays at its current price, we will drop it to 0.07. If it gets any higher, again, we'll drop it. Obviously, if Ethereum does melt by the time we come to launch, hence why we're saying we'll announce it an hour or two out. We will obviously keep it at 0.08, as it will still be a fair price. Do you get what? If that makes sense to you all, I hope it does. It should do.
If you got any other questions, just chuck them in the chat as well.
Yeah, we'll answer them after the
The next question, that's not really a question, but it's just something it says, my God, Kaler's accent is so sexy. Dylan as well.
Who said that?
Wait till you see his eyes, guys. Wait till you see his eyes. Brilliant blue.
One of the next questions we got is, why should we hold Battle Cats? What will be the benefit from it? We see other projects have utility like tokenomics, etc. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of benefits. There's already a lot of benefits, and there's going to be a lot down the line as well. In terms of, like we said, we're looking to do a DAO and implement sort of like the percentage of sales, etc., goes into the DAO and gets passed out, etc., etc. And obviously the sort of passive income token, but and also like a launch pad as well. Like, we really want to do a launch pad where we can get our community whitelist spots in upcoming projects that choose to launch with us. And obviously there's a bunch of other utilities that we already have implemented as well, especially like the adoption packs. Like, I think the adoption packs are like one of the most unique sort of utilities, if you'd call it, where our holders we're gonna be giving out 7 adoption packs a week to our holders, where they're going to be able to adopt. We will be adopting a big cat of their choosing on their behalf. They'll receive like a cuddly version of their big cat. They'll receive monthly updates of the impact that they're having. The big cat they've adopted. They'll have a certificate of adoption. So like, you guys will also be making a difference, and you'll all pretty much be owning your own big cats and adopting your own big cats to help protect them and help save them, and be having monthly updates, etc. So that's a pretty cool utility that is like pretty unique from any other project I've seen.
Yeah, and another thing that I'd like to add to that is we have a real life sort of beneficial roadmap, like Dylan said, in terms of actually having adoption packs for holders or battle cards, etc. But you're actually giving yourself physical. I know if you like an alpha man, you might think like, oh, I don't want a cuddly toy, I don't want this and that. Like, yeah, like at the end of the day, it's just for something. You're adopting a big cat. That's the main factor of it. You're actually helping a real life cause, and I feel like we've put a roadmap out there that is, I say easily, we don't know yet until we get it, but in our eyes, is a very achievable roadmap.
Very achievable.
As well as the extras we're going to be adding, like Dylan's mentioned, in terms of utility tokens, where we'll dive deeper into them after making some progress through the roadmap, as well as providing our launch goes smooth. And we are confident that we could look at doing a launch pad as well. So
yeah, another big thing as well that isn't on our road. I think it might be updated on our roadmap now. Is the alpha chat that we'll be having. Like the alpha chat is going to have a lot of information, a lot of valuable information that is going to obviously make our community members very, like a lot, they're going to learn a lot. They're going to make a good amount of money. Like me and Kayla are very experienced. We've got a good network of people. We've been doing this for a while. Like we're in chats with like alpha chats with people. We're in chats with whales. We're in chats with a lot. We've got a lot of information and a lot of our own experience. So in the alpha chat, if you hold a battle cat, we're working on a Discord bot that's pretty much like made where it'll verify if you hold a battle cat or not. If you list a battle cat below a certain price or you sell a battle cat, you'll no longer have access to the High Council Alpha chat. If you hold or you list above a certain price, then you will have access to it. And the information in there will be a lot of information. Like we're going to try and get you guys whitelist spots on upcoming NFT projects that we like. We're going to try and get you on maybe whitelist for cryptocurrencies, even like sort of signals for cryptos that we'd like, or information on the stuff that we're buying, stuff that we're doing. So you can all sort of learn and all sort of make money with us making money. So it's going to be a really good alpha chat.
Yeah, so it's basically like what we like. We would be posting in the alpha chat our sort of decisions. We can't say like, oh, guys, go and buy this, guys, go and do this. That's complete financial advice. We're not qualified to give financial advice. But if we are saying like, right, guys, we've just found out about this NFT project, myself and Dylan are going to be minting it. We'll try and get you all whitelist spots. And obviously, if we have the launch pad in place, then as well further down the line, it'll be easy because as a part of our like our sort of what's it called, like requirements, we'll require whitelist spots for you guys for our alpha chat to launch using our name, etc. So yeah, we'll obviously there's a lot of information going to be posted in there, like Dylan said. Right, what else is there?
Also, adding on to that sort of question, because obviously there's quite a lot of things the project offers. Obviously, if you hold and you're one of the first sort of 1,500 holders, you have an extra entry compared to those who bought in the first 880. For the 3D drops, you get a 3D drop, and obviously we plan on doing our own VR game, developing that in 2022, where you sort of be able to roam the safari as your battle cat, and that's another cool thing that we've got added. And also like the all expenses paid safari trips. Obviously Kevin Richardson, for example, has his own sanctuary in South Africa, so there's obviously potential there, because that's a charity that we're planning to work with, that we can bring our holders out to come and see the work that's going on there, visit the sanctuary, meet Kevin, etc. Like there's a lot of options, and
that isn't out of reach either. We're actually in complete talks with him. Like he's happy. He said the only thing he's waiting for is for us guys to sell out. Like he said, like in terms of the figures we put forward to the potential donation, he said like obviously everything he's seen so far he's very happy with. He's actually joined our Discord chat and seen the community, and he said it's a very positive and upbeat community. He said he actually wants, obviously there's going to be a lot of youngsters in our chat, but he said that's what he's trying to strive for, is to target the young audience, because obviously we are the future, you're the future. So if you start obviously helping big cats, so it looks and sounds very, very promising. Yeah, it's just a case of, he said, in terms of launch day, he said anything can happen. He said obviously you put in figures to us, if you don't sell out, it's not going to meet the figures that you put towards us, and then obviously it looks bad. But yeah, I'm confident in our community. I'm confident in all you guys. This is gonna fly. Like, so.
Yeah. And also as well, like still on this sort of utility or benefit from a project question, there's also like rewards for holders in terms of like our 880 collection. We're holding 20 back for future sort of custom one-of-one cats that we're either going to be doing auctions for charities or rewards for holders. And then also, like, I think Dean might be able to touch a bit on this, of something that we plan on doing is the story of the week section, where it's like, you know, your NFT matters. You can submit a story for your cat and become part of like our Battle Cat sort of canon, if you will. So it sort of gives your NFT more purpose than just having an NFT. And we'll be like hosting competitions and selecting sort of the best stories, which you can submit through our Discord submissions portal, which we'll be working on. And then we'll be featuring your story on like our website or on our socials each week, and maybe those people will get airdrop cats that come up with the best stories, etc. So there's so much room for this project to there's just no ceiling. Like I said, like this is truly the beginning. This is just the first hurdle, and once this part's over, the fun begins, and it's just more community building. We're going to be hosting Twitter Spaces, building the community further. It's just going to be really good, really good.
Yeah, awesome. Have a look on WhatsApp quickly, Dylan. I just don't know if you want to answer this question, like in terms of, if not, we can address it or we can not address it.
The question's about skulls, is it?
Yeah, do you want to do it? Do you want to try to address it first and then we can
Yeah.
let it? So basically, this hasn't been mentioned in a long while, but it's worth clearing up for recording reasons, and obviously, just to clear Dino's name. So there was a lot of FUD in terms of Dino being called rug pull, etc., like other projects he's worked on, and all that. So the question is, can Dino speak on his participation in previous projects such as Infamous Skulls, as well as the mods and admins who are a part of that team that are here now, with respect? So I'll touch on this first before Dino says his part. In terms of obviously Infamous Skulls and other NFT projects, Dino is an artist. You get paid to create art. He gets paid to obviously just do his job. It's his job to create art. He wasn't a founder. He wasn't a developer. He got paid to create art. The sort of thing that I related to is, if you went out, if you seen somebody shoot somebody in the street, you wouldn't be blaming the company that created that gun. You'd blame the guys who were in charge of that gun. So Dino created art for this project. They didn't do as well as they thought they were going to do. They haven't rug pulled. They're still there, I believe. I'm not too sure. I don't look into Infamous Skulls. It had nothing to do with our project. He created art. He done his job. He got paid. And that's what he got paid to do, was create art. It wasn't up to him to with any ideas. He'd done the Halloween launch for them, everything. He got paid to create art, same as he is with Battle Cats. We've asked him to create cats, cubs, etc. He's created them. Well, not the cubs yet, but he's created the cats to an amazing standard, and that's all he has. That's all the input he has on Battle Cats.
Yeah, it's not down to Dino to decide what happens with the project. Dino isn't involved in how it's all down to the founders. Like, if anything goes wrong with this project, it's down to me and Kayla. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, we'll take full responsibility for anything that goes wrong. It's nothing to do with Dino whatsoever. Like I said, Dino's just an artist. He's been paid to do the art, and he's going to continue to work with us long term. He's a great guy, one of the nicest people I've ever met. So it's just not. Yeah,
it's nothing to do with Dino, like in terms of the FUD with Infamous Skulls. And I don't know, the mods, etc. I'm not sure if that's sort of trying to say like, oh, it's the same sort of people behind this project. They're a professional Discord mod team. They get paid exactly like Dino to do their job and monitor the Discord. They're doing an amazing job back in Battle Cats. Absolutely unbelievable job in Battle Cats. We cannot thank them enough. They will be rewarded. Again, Infamous Skulls has nothing to do with us. It's just a project Dino created art for, and our development team, our Discord team, obviously, like I said, we're a professional Discord team, have gone down there to help out with the Discord. Like, they don't have any decisions in.
It wasn't all of them either. There was literally just like one or two people in our mod team.
Yeah.
Was on Infamous Skulls. So.
And like I said, they've just gone down there to help. They had nothing to do with the project's decisions, and that's that. Like, there's nothing else to be said on the situation. The guys are amazing. They've done absolutely amazing work for Battle Cats so far, and will continue to do amazing work. So, yeah, I'm glad that's just cleared up. So,
yeah, if Dino wants to add anything, then he can. Honestly.
Yeah, you guys have spot on. I was just like, I'm really thankful that you guys are putting your word out for it, because it's so ridiculous how people react. But I made like a Instagram post addressing most of the stuff on my Instagram. So if any of you guys have any questions that are not going to be answered here, I have maybe covered it already in the post on my Instagram, just because it's so silly. It's like I mentioned this earlier, I worked on so many movies and so many shows, and it's like I don't decide how the director is going to direct the movie. I'm assigned to do one specific task of the drawing part for the movie. When I'm done, I'm off to the next movie or next project, and that's all I do. And it's the same thing with the NFT world. Like same with you guys. I'm
Yep.
not in charge of this project. I'm just trying to make the coolest art and make your vision come true. And I have done many projects. I've been doing this for decades, like literally for I started doing this when I was 16 and started doing professionally when I was 21, and I'm 31 now. No, I'm sorry, I'm 33. So I've been doing this over a decade, and this is the same thing. So people are just silly to like, it's like it's
No, 100%. I get what you mean, bro. I completely agree with you. At the end of the day, you've done your job for the project. You got paid to create art. You created the art. It's up to them what they do with it. There's
yeah,
nothing else to be said on it, man. Like I said, you can go to your Instagram to listen to it. But yeah, I'm glad that's cleared up. It wasn't. I didn't want to look like, oh, we're dodging the question because it looks bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing to dodge. We just go straight through it, and we'll be complete transparent.
Like we've been
Let's crack
transparent
on.
with everyone, and we're always going to be transparent with everything. So that's
100%. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
just
that's
add
very
that?
good. And also
that
one thing to mention also for the skulls, if you guys don't mind, the main guy who was behind, like the leader of the skulls, he ended up in the hospital, and he's still hospitalized. That's why that's why the project, or one of the reasons why the project kind of got a huge hiccup, and everybody started fudding. The guy was driving a buggy, and he fell. He like crashed and fell on his head and got a major concussion, from what I know. And ever since he was hospitalized, and we are really not hearing anything from him, except when few times he texts from the hospital.
Yeah. So obviously, like I said, it's nothing to do with us anyway. And for my skulls, we're our own complete project. I'm glad. I hope if it is the truth, I hope him all the best. I wish he recovers quickly, and hopefully, Infamous Skulls can get back on track. But yeah, anyway, from this question, did you guys contact YouTubers such as Amir to make videos about this, or did he find out about him himself? So, the day me and Dylan, the first day me and Dylan ever met, there was a guy called Scourge, and if you're listening to this, we appreciate you massively, mate. Who put it into his alpha chat, and around 300 to 500 people joined. One of them people being Ryan Crypto, who then reached out to myself and Dylan to create a video on us, who ultimately blew up our platform. Like he's been amazing. He still speaks to us this day, gives us great tips, speaks to Dylan a lot. And also Brett, Amir, they've all made it off their own backs. We've never reached out. We've reached out recently to Cash Me Trading. Is it that deal? Oh no, Crash Trading. Sorry, Crash Trading. And we did reach back out to Brett, but we're yet to do. So they're the only two guys we've ever reached out to. But other than that, all the other ones have come and done it off their back. Like I said, we're massively thankful for that. They've literally created the whole community, and obviously brought an amazing community over. Like it's the best one I've ever been involved in. And I hear that a lot from other chats too. So yeah.
We've never paid anyone. It's all been organic marketing. Like we've done zero paid marketing. It's all just been organic marketing. Obviously, we've reached out to people. Like we've reached out to like Crypto Gorilla and Ryan to make update videos on us for the day before pre-sale and etc. So obviously, there's got to be marketing done. We're doing marketing. It's just there's no paid marketing, and it's all organic, which is the best thing for this project. So that's that pretty much. Next question we got is, guys, how many cats will we be able to mint? So you'll be able to mint 4 battle cats per wallet. So that's the mint price. 4 battle cats per wallet per person. Sleep, or does he type while sleeping? So I've learned to type while sleeping. I'm actually sleeping right now, like I'm sleeping. Yeah, it's a skill. It's took a while to learn, but once you do get it down, you can get a lot of work done.
He said I knew it.
You're sleepwalking now, right?
Yeah, I'm totally sleep talking. It's my subconscious that's taking over this.
Right.
I think he has a secret. No, go on. Sorry, I was gonna say I think he has a secret forum in him where he just talks to himself to level up.
Right, so another one is this is just a random one. I'm not going in order now. I'm just going to get through as many as we can. Do we know? Well, I'm trying to reach the important ones. So, like, do we know a mint time on the 10th? So, as we stated in the announcement, it's going to be from the DAO vote so far. If it stays the way it is, it will be a 1 p.m. pre-launch sale on the 9th, UK time, 1 p.m. UK time, and then after the 24 hours are up, it'll be instant public sale at 1 p.m. on the 10th. So it goes straight from a pre-sale into a public sale, 1 p.m. UK time. At the moment, the way the DAO vote is going, we'll obviously close that DAO vote the day before, or maybe 2 days before, just to announce it. So yeah, that's it so far. Trying to look, just trying to have a look through just important ones now, because it's coming up to an hour.
Yeah, we don't wanna,
You're on 45 minutes.
We don't want to take up too much of people's time.
Yeah.
We do want to answer the more important questions, and like I said, we can host another AMA the day before pre-sale just to clear up any questions again that people don't have.
What's the main focus or goal of this project? Is it more focused towards the game or becoming a long-term sort of success blue chip project?
Everything, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
there's one set goal. Like, we've got many goals that are all achievable. Like, obviously charity is a very big part, and that's something that we're going to absolutely smash. The gaming is another big part. That's something that we're going to crush as well. Becoming the next blue chip, becoming the next Bored Apes, but building a brand, that's also something that we're gonna knock out the park. I have no doubt that we can deliver on it.
In terms of the blue chip, like you guys said, floor price and everything, we've said this in the chat multiple times, is we can only deliver what we've put out on the roadmap, and obviously the other ideas we've mentioned today alongside the roadmap. You guys will decide the blue chip value and the floor value. A community, we have an absolutely amazing community. Genuinely so thankful. We put a tweet out saying how thankful we are. It's been a long road getting things through, and we've managed to obviously secure our launch date, and it's about to happen. It's literally around the corner. You can all enjoy your weekend knowing and your Monday will be made a lot better, hopefully, knowing the next day you're going to be minting your cat. So yeah, in terms of blue chip and everything like that, it's the whole section that you mentioned there in the question. We want to achieve it all, but obviously you guys will decide majorly if the floor price, and obviously if we are a blue chip project. Another question, which is I just seen it, sorry, it's pretty important. It basically said along the lines of, I got it. Most of the projects that got launched on IMX have had major hiccups and struggles. How do you somehow collect info from them not to have the same issues? So I'll just start off, and obviously, Dylan, you can add whatever. In terms of that, you've spoken with amazing people. I want to give our developers first off. John and D-Max are absolutely amazing. We've sort of stuck the IMX idea onto them out of the blue, because obviously originally we weren't supposed to be on IMX, but then we asked them to implement that, and there was no sort of, oh no, we can't do it. Like, they got their head down, they got used to it. Again, it's a brand new platform, pioneers, and they got done everything they could in terms of, well, basically everything. Yeah, and then we reached out to Akram, the developer of Orcs, and obviously Orcs, from what you guys have probably seen, hasn't had the best launch. Or why would you ask Akram for help if their launch didn't go smooth? I can honestly, hand on heart, say, without Akram, I don't think we would have had our date set in stone yet. Absolutely amazing guy. Give us crazy information on how to implement things that he didn't implement. So in terms of that, Orcs didn't have the best launch, but he's been there to help us implement things that he should have implemented. He knows where he went wrong, and he's ensuring that we implement them so we don't have the same issues. So I want to say a massive thank you to Akram, alongside a few guys who have pushed our projects forward to the staff team at IMX, such as Simon. Simon will know who he is if he listens to this. Alongside, obviously, the hiccups and stuff like that. We've spoken to around 4 developers, and we've implemented the system that they have told us to implement, as well as IMX have also told us to implement the same system, and that's been implemented. So yeah, we should hopefully not encounter them same issues. But again, IMX is so early, and on their end, like I said, there will be maintenance back end on their end on the 9th. Hence why they've stopped other projects launching, and we can only just do our best to sort of throttle the server, slow the mint down, and like I said, we might have to sort of coming to a conclusion of you can only do one at a time to mint your 4 Catz. So that's obviously something we'll announce closer to the date. I don't know if Dylan wants to add anything else.
Like that's one thing that we wanted to make sure, because this project is obviously we've put a lot of work into it for months on end. So the last thing we wanted was like, maybe we're a bit, you could say we're control freaks. We want to sort of make sure everything is perfect and good to go, because the last thing we want is any hiccups. Obviously there's only so much we can do, and I feel like we've literally done everything in our power to ensure that we have a smooth launch. We've reached out to pretty much every founder of all the other IMX projects, and they've all give us tips, and they've all been pretty amazing and give us advice on stuff they would have done in their launch, stuff they would have implemented, so that we can implement it in our launch. Like I said, Akram has been a big help. He's told us a lot of valuable information alongside the guys at Moonshot. All told us good valuable information for stuff that we need to implement that would benefit our launch. So we've got everything. We feel like we've got everything in place that we could ever have. Like I said, we've literally done so much reaching out to people just to make sure that everything is perfect. We might have been a bit of a pain on the ass to our devs, constantly bombarded.
Yeah, honestly.
You need to do this, you need to do that. But like, it's all for the benefit of the project. It's something that we really want to make sure that we nail, and we're 100% confident that we'll deliver everything our end. And hopefully IMX holds up, and I think it will. I think it'll all be fine. Everything has worked out perfectly so far, so we just gotta wait and see for the mint day. And if we do have any issues, we'll overcome them. We'll be transparent with you guys. We'll tell you exactly what's going on, and we'll just go from there. And that's all we can do. We can just try our best.
Somebody asked, are you launching through Crows, Moonshot, Bad Grammars, or straight through IMX? No, we do straight through IMX. The Bad Grammar, Bad Grammar has reached out, and Moonshot, Crypto Mate, the developer of Moonshot, reached out yesterday, just to say that he can be on standby if we need him. Oh, voice crack, but standby if we need him. And we're very thankful of that. Everybody who's reached out to us and said that they can be there to help us, such as Akram, Moonshot, Crypto Mate. We're thankful. And obviously, like we said, we've got the IMX development team, or one developer from the team, on standby as well if anything goes wrong their end. So hopefully we can get everything sorted their end if it was to go wrong. But I'm confident. I am confident. I'd like to stay positive, manifest good things. I'm just trying to look through these questions now to see if there's anything else major we can address.
We got backing from obviously a lot of other people that want to help us. So it's really nice to see that the IMX community and the other teams and the founders and the devs are so positive.
I gotta say as well, in terms of everybody absolutely ripping apart the IMX staff and saying it's completely slow, they're hard to get hold of, but as soon as you get hold of them, I can honestly say, hand on heart, they've been great. In terms of our contract, it was approved in around 8 hours. In terms of any calls we need, so just before this AMA, when everybody was sort of scared with the token launch, Shirley jumped on a call with me and Dylan, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not even dressed." I said, "Don't worry about your video, just jump on. I only want to hear your voice, just want to ask questions." She jumped on, and I can't thank them enough for their support so far. And I'm hoping that their server holds up for us, because as you guys probably know, this will probably be the most traffic through their server in a long, long time. And I'm hoping their end holds up, as well as, like I said, if we got issues our end, we'll be completely transparent, post this saying there's a thing we need to switch up or a thing we need to change, and we can switch it up. So yeah.
This time next week, every single person in here is going to have a cat as a profile picture.
Oh yeah!
I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I can't.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. But to be fair, I don't think there's any other questions that this needs to be covered. Like, I've seen sort of a replica question saying what the main benefits. We've covered that if you want to listen to the recording when it's uploaded. But yeah,
we'll be in chat for a bit as well. Like, we can answer any questions we missed on you. But yeah, like, we don't want to take up much more people's time, and we have got to do some stuff in terms of the project. So we're launching in a few days, so we just want to make sure everything's perfect. So we're gonna have to jump off this AMA, but it's been a good hour, I think. So we'll upload it once it's done, and then like I said, we'll do another AMA closer to the day, maybe the day before pre-sale, and we'll go from there. But I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone in the community. super grateful for everyone. I truly think this is the best community in
Mm-hmm.
the X NFT space, and yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So thanks for all the support, and that's
Yeah, and yeah, I think you touched on. So yeah, we'll be in chat to answer any more questions. Thank you for coming out, obviously, and asking the questions to make the video possible for those who missed it as well. But yeah, 9th of November, 1 p.m. UK time. We've got the all good to go. So, like I said, like Dean said, everybody here should have Battle Catz as their profile picture next week. So
I can't
I'm
wait to
excited.
see it,
yeah,
guys.
I'm excited.
Same.
But yeah, thank you very much. We'll just end it now, and obviously we'll upload it. If you joined late or joined at the start and missed the rest, obviously you won't be here now, but you'll be able to listen to the full video when it's uploaded. And yeah, nice one. Thank you for listening.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks,
cheers,
guys.
guys.
Take it easy.
See you in the council.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
sir. Bye.
Bye bye.